Welcome back to the channel. Today, we will follow the fishermen out to sea in the dark night. Witness the journey of hunting giant fish and nets full of fresh fish. From tuna weighing hundreds of kilos to refugee boats pulling the net with all the fish. We love the ocean. Support the working people with a passion for footage. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next exciting video. After many hours drifting at sea, the sun gradually rises, signaling the beginning of the day. The fishermen quickly prepare their nets, check each line, each buoy, no mistake is allowed. And now it is time to cast the nets. Each rope, each heavy roll of net is pushed into the sea, carrying the hope of a bountiful catch. The work seems simple, but requires smooth coordination and extensive experience from the whole team. Before starting the hard work, the fishermen took a break, sipping hot coffee and chill in the night sea. A simple, yet poetic moment in the midst of a life water. And then, without further ado, everyone stood up. Time to pull the net. Now is the time to let their strength and experience in the first catch of the day. In the deep black water, a sea monster had taken the bait. The huge fish thrashed about in the net, creating huge waves, the clearest sign of a valuable catch. The whole boat seemed to be in an uproar. No one said a word, but everyone knew. This was a crucial moment. A single pull could decide the whole voyage. And then, little by little, the fish was slowly pulled into the hold. A perfect coordination. Human strength overcame the strength of the water. As its huge body gradually emerged from the water, everyone did not hide their excitement. This was not just a big fish, it was sweat, effort, and the result of a relentless journey in the vast ocean. After hours of hard work in the storm, the results were clear. The giant skipjack tuna, swordfish, and stingrays lay close together on the deck, laden with joy and gratitude from the workers. Each fish is a testament to the resilience, perseverance, and bond between humans and the ocean. Not wasting any moment, the fishermen quickly transferred the fish to the cold storage. Each fish was carefully released, keeping its freshness, ready for the journey back to the mainland. Life at the forefront of the storm is like that, arduous but full of pride. And behind each catch of fish is a long story that never rests. The sun gradually set on the horizon, dyeing the vast sea golden. In that scene, the ship was still diligently pulling the net, like a silent warrior in the vast ocean. The net was gradually pulled in, full of hope, heavy with effort. The sound of the engine, the sound of the waves, and the shouts of the fishermen blended together to create a symphony of the ocean. Among hundreds of familiar fish, suddenly appeared a strange guest, a fish with a strange shape, the upper body like a stingray, the lower body like a shark. This is the special thing that every sea trip can bring, surprises from the ocean. Every fish species, whether familiar or strange, is part of the marine ecosystem, where humans have yet to fully discover all the mysteries. soon as the net was pulled up, the fishermen quickly started to classify. Each person had a job. Some untangled the net, some selected the fish, some packed the boxes. Everything happened in a rhythmic manner, as if they had practiced thousands of times. The next net brought back a treasure from the deep sea, big, fat tuna with silvery skin, being carefully removed from the net one by one. Tuna not only has high value, but is also a testament to the skills and experience of the fishermen. Because catching tuna in the middle of the sea is not simple, you have to understand the current, grasp the line, and read each current. Commentary on the scene of loading fish onto the deck. Each fish weighing tens of kilograms is neatly stacked on the deck, waiting to be put into cold storage. The feeling of touching specific achievements like this is the greatest reward for a day of hard work. And here, the climax of today's voyage. The net is heavy, bulging like a mountain in the middle of the ship. Tons of fish are caught in the net, filling the space with a shimmering silver color that spoils from the sea. Just look at the way the fishermen strain to control the line, and you will understand. Behind this glorious moment are drops of sweat, the strength of people born to face the wind and waves. The net is gradually being pulled in. The sea surface swirls, foaming white, signaling that below is a school of fish struggling fiercely. This is the most thrilling moment, when no one knows what the catch will be, but everyone's eyes are looking in the same direction. Everyone holds their breath, hoping. Amidst the waves, it's not just about pulling in fish, it's about pulling in hope, pulling in a day of fulfillment for the whole family waiting on land. And so another batch of fish was brought up, splashing, each stream of fish like a waterfall, white all over the deck. Once again, the sea did not disappoint. This was not only a moment of joy, but also a motivation for the next trips to continue. The sun was high, but no one stopped working. The fishermen immediately began to sort the fish, some selected, some washed, some packed. Everything worked together like a familiar wheel. On the small boat in the middle of the vast ocean, they worked without words, because the wind and waves taught them to understand each other's reactions. And here they are, the real sea warriors. The big fish weighing tens of kilograms, thrashing in the net as if trying to escape, but were already in the hands of the veteran seamen. Each pull requires not only strength, but also coordination, experience, and a steely spirit. In the middle of the night, they still work tirelessly because the sea waits for no one, and opportunities do not come twice. The fish are brought up big, heavy, and precious. On the deck now is not just fish, but a salty treat in the heart of the ocean. After hours of struggling with the ocean, the big fish, each basket full of fish is finally put into cold storage, where the freshness is preserved for the journey back. It was dark, but the work had not stopped. Before their eyes was a huge net, as round as a mountain, heavy down to the boat. More than a catch of fish, This was a treasure of the sea brought up to the deck. No one said much, just worked quietly, because they understood the value of every moment. Inside were the gifts of the ocean, which were only given to those who were persistent, brave enough, and did not give up in the storm. Just looking at the eyes of these men, you will feel one thing: the pride of those who cling to the sea has never faded. After many days of drifting in the wind and waves, the ship turned back to the dock. On the deck were not only fish, but also sweat, effort, and untold stories of those who stuck to the sea. Each boat returning is a journey that has just ended, and also the beginning of a new trip. Because for fishermen, the sea is not only a place to make a living, but also a part of life. No matter what tomorrow brings, today, they can still proudly say, "We have won the sea." Thank you for joining us on this meaningful journey. If you find the video meaningful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share to spread the stories of your children in the sea. Then when MCC Hun, another net was brought in, and this time, there were not just more fish, but a lot. They poured down like a waterfall, covering the deck in seconds. All kinds of fish, big and small, of all colors, were struggling to the bustling sound of the sea. For the fishermen, this was the most beautiful scene after many days of waiting and effort. Each fish is a reward. Each net is a new page in the enduring story between humans and the sea. The second net was drawn up. Although tired, no one rested. On the ship in the middle of the ocean, fishermen always understand that the best time to fish is right now, when the fish are still converging. Every meter of net, every rope is heavy, not only because of the number of fish inside, but also because of the hope they put into it. Every time they pull the net, it is a bet with the sea. But for these people, the more difficult it is, the more steadfast they are. Under the deep blue water, a giant fish was struggling in the net. The whole group had to join forces, using all their bodies to pull it up little by little, as if struggling with the power of the ocean. This was no longer a matter of strength alone, but of perseverance, of understanding between people who had gone out to sea together through many stormy seasons. It was late at night, but the shadows of people were still stretched along the side of the ship. They were casting nets, a job that required rhythmic coordination, each movement precise to the second. In the quiet night, without city lights, only the sound of waves and the sound of people silently clinging to the sea. Each net cast down is a hope that tomorrow, the sea will not let them go down. The next morning, the work continued. The winch began to turn, dry but vibrant revolutions. The net was gradually pulled up with the roar of the engine, part of the rhythm of life in the middle of the ocean. Human power and machine power became one. The whole ship was like a living working machine, where each member was an indispensable important link. And then, the fish slowly passed the side of the ship. A breathtaking moment, but full of pride. No need to say much of the eyes, the quiet smile of the fisherman said it all. This is a very strong scene. You should leave a pause for a slight transition to increase the emotional effect. Create a good climax before ending the video, while moving on to the fish classification section. If you are ready, I will compile all the comments from the beginning to here into a complete script for you to use right away. Do you want me to do it now? The whole net fell onto the deck in an instant. Thousands of fish struggled, turning a corner of the deck white. That sound, not the sound of waves, but the sound of achievement. This is the moment when all the waiting, all the hard work, all the silent casting of the net is rewarded with a specific and radiant result. In the middle of the vast ocean, no need for fancy, just to catch a fish like this is enough to see all the effort is worth it. Each fish is carefully brought into the hold, because for fishermen, this is not just fish, it is value, effort, a long journey in the vast ocean. Keeping the fish fresh means keeping the faith intact. And with these fish weighing tens of kilograms, the pride is even greater. After the dramatic net pulling, now is the time when the spoils come forth. The giant swordfish and sailfish lie on the deck, their bodies shimmering in the early morning sunlight, like living silver in the middle of the ocean. Quiet of the night, the ship now looks like a treasure floating in the sea. The big, fat tuna are neatly lined up, covering the entire deck, marking a productive and complete day of work. The atmosphere is no longer as urgent as when casting nets and pulling fish. Now is the time for everything to return to its proper place. Each fish is preserved, each meter of net is collected. Meet like the spirit of those who live with the harshness of the sea. At sea, every trip is not just about catching fish, but a journey where every moment is valuable, and every moment marks the effort. A new day begins at sea. The gentle dawn covers the water surface, and the ship is cutting through the waves, rushing towards the open sea, the beginning of a difficult but proud journey to make a living. Each trip out to sea is not simply about fishing. It is a dialogue between people and the sea, where resilience is always tested through each wave. Nung Suya Dhu Jung Dhu Ting Quan, Ting Bo De Yon Chat Teki, Nanil Yajia Ivan Bathuk, Lo Di La Kon Kikim Long, Heng Kung La Alexi Tri Ten Yi Bien Gen Bang Lan, Liu Ha Make Me Walker, Liu Bian Ko Yu Di Hang Anoi, Chikonang and FTD Yo, Yijia Long Ji. And then, the whole team had to join forces to bring a giant fish onto the deck. The fish was so heavy that a crane was needed to help, but it still caused a commotion on the whole ship. Every pull, every balance, and every shout to coordinate, all created a familiar dance, but it was never easy. This was a worthy achievement for the spirit of not giving up in front of the sea. No need to brag, just look at the eyes shining with joy. Today was a good harvest day. Finally, the most precious spoils are brought to cold storage, where not only the freshness is preserved, but also the sweat, effort, and love for the sea of the people who live in the boat. The warehouse door closes, but the journey does not stop here. Tomorrow, these fish will come to the market, meals, to thousands of families, just like the way the ocean gives life to people. Thank you for following our journey. If you love the ocean and appreciate honest workers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to continue joining us on our next trips.